Howdy, mates. How are we doing today? It is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Also 420, baby. Woo! Alright. You've probably been waiting for me to do a video on this particular plant. Some of you may actually recognize what this is. For those of you who don't, this is garlic mustard. And you may be thinking, like, ooh, garlic mustard. That sounds like a great condiment. You know, mustard having the flavor of garlic? Whoa. Well, much as we would love to fantasize that, this particular plant is actually invasive. And it's extremely detrimental to our local ecosystem. Want to know why? Well, they are actually native to parts of Europe, Asia, and even northern Africa, too. So in other words, they really do not belong here at all. And garlic mustard is also a biennial plant. So that means it comes back 2 years. So the first year, usually the leaves are a bit more rounded in shape. So my contention is based on the fact that the leaves are a bit more pointed, and knowing that it is a bit triangular too, I'm going to guess that this is the second year that the garlic mustard, this particular stalk, has come back. But they are distinguished, too, by having 4 white petals on them. And they are really tiny. I mean, they're probably not more than a 1/4 inch long. So, they are small. You may be thinking, like, why do they call it garlic mustard? Well, it turns out you can actually crush the leaves, and you can... It kind of has like a smell resembling garlic, as a matter of fact. And this plant actually is edible. You can eat it. However, though, caution, you would want to eat them when they are a bit younger, especially. You can eat them when they are a bit older, such as this one that I'm pointing at, but you really have to cook it thoroughly, because this plant actually contains traces of cyanide. So, and cyanide is a pretty serious compound, which is lethal to humans. I mean, it could actually kill us if we have too much in our body. But aside from that, what is it that makes the garlic mustard so detrimental, you may be wondering? Well, think of it this way, right? Think of a virus that comes in and it just decides to take over, whether it be, blood cells, body cells. I mean, I'm being very general here, but the virus just literally takes up everything, consumes it. So what the garlic mustard does is, since they are able to spread so easily via, pollen and seed dispersal, they can be practically everywhere. Like, yeah, we've got it all around here in this little particular section. Like, there's even more down there and even here. And even if you go further along this trail, you'll see plenty of it. And the thing is about the garlic mustard is they contain particular chemicals in them, such as cyanide, which I mentioned. The problem is, when they take root, they can actually kill particular fungi that live in these soils, in which the trees rely on for growth. or even decomposition. So in a way, when it was way back in Easter, when I was talking about, the mycelium network that's practically right underneath my feet. The garlic mustard, in a way, interrupts that communication, because particular fungi, I don't know the exact types, it could be any kind, they basically die. And so that slows down the functioning of an ecosystem, whether it be decomposition or the growth of our trees that we have here. It's all interrupted. And the other problem is, with other native plants that often insects or any other microorganisms rely on, they have nothing to feed off of. And so that causes a problem, also known as a trophic cascade, where it impacts the organisms on the lower levels of a food chain. So this is a serious plant that is detrimental. It is not good. This is probably one of the worst invasive plants that you can find. Not just in Ohio, but the Midwest especially. And aside from that, gosh, I had a thought and it kind of left me. Yeah, this is the garlic. Okay, yes, now I remember what I was going to say. So you may be wondering, okay, with it being so detrimental, what exactly can we do when it comes to removal? It's a difficult one, especially because, with the seeds that they produce, they can spread all over the place. So it makes it particularly challenging to manage. But from what I've read, from particular sources such as that of the Nature Conservancy, you can actually, prior to them seeding, you could actually pull them out of the ground. However, you'd really want to do it when the soil is quite wet or even moist, so that the whole taproot system can get pulled out. Because that's the part of it. You want to remove the whole thing, not just the part. And I believe you can do herbicidal treatment too, but I'm not quite too familiar with that part. But usually mechanical control is the preferred method most of the time. And with that being said, the incentive or the plus is you can use it, once it's prepared properly. You could put it on your salad if you wanted, or even if you really wanted to be ambitious, combine it with steak. It just depends on what your particular diet is. But yeah, you gotta watch out for these guys. And for those of you who are really into composting, which I enjoy learning about quite a ton, you don't want to compost these. You just want to practically throw them straight into a dumpster. So there's no risk of spreading it, of course. But yeah, the garlic mustard, she is an enemy. You don't want these. No. Yeah, definitely one of the worst. Not good. And for those of you who, keep bragging about what's going to happen, weather-wise, it's only going to be one day. That's it. You guys some of you who are in Florida especially, make it sound like it's an apocalypse. I don't know, man. I would say your ancestors would have something to say about that. So, alright, forgive me for the length of the video. I know it was a little longer, but that was an extremely important plant to discuss, because it's that time of the year now where they will really become quite prevalent. So, hope you guys learned something this time. I mean, I hope you guys did. And just keep on the lookout for them. But yeah, it's something you can even do on your own too if you wanted. You know, after a decent little rain, you can just pull them right out. So, all right. Hope all of you enjoy your Tuesday, and Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks.